You are now tuning into the Soul Session.
So hi, everybody. We have
Hi, guys.
Rebecca hosting, me
Yes.
hosting for the first time as well,
And Zeus.
and Zeus. Zeus is a professional already, but and this is the Soul Session. And today we have Rigalicious Riggs, the Rigmeister, Jon Riggs on the podcast.
Jonathan the Riggs. The
Rigatoni.
So, John. Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna be like, how y'all been?
Good. How about you?
I've been cool.
Cool.
You know, just working a lot, to be honest.
Let's not go such a general term. How are you doing today?
How am I doing today?
Yes.
I was hungover, and then now I'm not as hungover. I feel I'm pretty chill right now. I'm excited.
Nice. How about you, Rebecca? How are you feeling today?
I'm vibing. I'm excited to have like a podcast with both of you guys.
Yeah.
We got some history.
We do have history.
This one's
we got future projects coming.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of stuff.
A
It's
lot
like
of
the
stuff
family.
coming. Yeah, this is like a little family, but we're gonna go down memory lane. We're gonna start off with you.
Wait, how you been today?
I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
a little
We're all
tired.
okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Everyone's just like,
Everybody's just like
cool.
low key depressed. Just like can I go that deep? No. I'm just gonna say I'm alright.
I'm cool.
And just keep it at a nice middle level. But I'm alright. Just went out last night. Was out late, like I assume most of us were, and now we're here early in the morning, bright and early, good energy. So
This is not bright and early.
It's like
this is
2
my
o'clock.
morning.
Afternoon,
I wake up at like 3.
What time you go to bed?
I went to bed at like,
I know you went to bed late because I texted you at like 4 or 5.
you didn't text me at 4 or 5. You texted me like in the middle of the night, but it was like 1 or 2.
Not with the first text. I sent you like a pic. You asked me if I brought the hat. When I went to Puerto Rico, he left his Supreme hat.
Yeah, in the
And
Airbnb we
What?
were staying.
That would have
Yeah,
been perfect.
Dude.
So I had it in my house, and then I didn't realize I was gonna see him. So then he was like, "Did you bring the hat?" And I was like, "No." All right.
It
I knew I was gonna
happens.
see you.
I-
I've
yeah.
worn it like
I
twice.
didn't think about it. I was just like, oh shit, the hat. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. But yeah. But we're gonna go down memory lane. But first, we're gonna start off with you and your past. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself.
Yes.
Since the beginning.
Since
Tell
the
us about your
beginning.
life.
Since day
I
one, you
was,
were born.
I was born May 24th, 2001. So that's a couple months before 9/11, I guess. That's the first like point. You know what I mean?
There you go.
That's it. What's it called? I grew up in Miami, Florida. Both of my parents are Cuban. How deep? I feel like we're starting so early that it's like am
Hey,
I supposed
these
to
people don't know you. You gotta
Exactly.
tell
Alright,
us your
so-
story. Who's Jon Riggs?
Who's Jon Riggs? That's actually okay. We can do that. That's more fun. Okay, so Jon Riggs. When I first started rapping, which was like probably early high school, I really liked Eminem, so my rap name was Insanity, which I don't like. Not a lot of people know that because I only made like one song as Insanity, but like you can imagine like what it was sounding like.
Is it still out?
No, it was never put out. Why would it have been
Damn.
put
You
out?
should put it out.
I wanna listen
No,
to
you
it.
don't
Yes.
want to hear it. It sounds like the worst beat ever. Like it's like some random beat.
That's the best. We want to hear like the raw, young John.
No, it's so bad. It's terrible.
It can be terrible. By the time
But-
you have great music out, it's gonna be like, this is what I started with, and everybody's.
I'll
gonna be like,
show
oh,
it to you
shit.
guys, but I'm not putting that shit out.
But okay, so
So I did that, and then I made that song or whatever, and like that was just me experiencing like being in the studio, like 'cause it was a friend of my dad's who like had a studio, so I recorded with him, and then I was like, okay, maybe Insanity is like a wild ass name, and then friends of my father would call me Lil Riggs because they would call my dad Riggs because he used to play like a football player, that was his last name. So they would call him Riggs, and I'd be like Lil Riggs. So then my rap name just became just Riggs. But then I was like, now it's not. It's just my dad now. Now where's that? Where am I? So I was like Jon Riggs. And a lot of people actually be like, "Oh, is that your name?" And I'm like, "No, it's not," because it sounds like a name. It sounds like
Yeah.
a real, like an actual, Jon Riggs. But so that's how I got Jon Riggs. And yeah, I've been Jon Riggs for like I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years.
Yo, imagine if you stayed with the name Lil Riggs.
Lil Riggs would have been wild.
Lil Riggs is
Dude,
kinda
there's a
hard.
lot of Lil.
Yeah,
Lil
too many
somethings.
Lils already.
Yeah.
I would have gotten lost in the
Lost in the
void.
sauce.
Yeah, too many
The
Lils.
Start with Lil
I'll say
Wayne.
Lil Riggs one day in a song.
Lil
though.
Riggs.
Shout out to Lil Riggs. He started.
Maybe
all
that
this
could be
off.
your son.
My son's Lil Riggs.
Yeah.
And we do songs together, like
Riggs.
Birdman and Lil Wayne. That'd be
dope.
crazy.
Damn. All right. So then that was high school. Now you're in college. Where are you at?
College, I was going to Full Sail, which is where I met both of you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out. But I went to college and I was already like, I knew I really wanted to be a artist and like just make music. But at some point I realized I wasn't doing enough to be where I wanted. So at some point I was just like, okay, I'm going to force myself to make something every day. And then I got into that because I was living with my cousin, but like he was at school all the time. So like I was just trying to figure out a way to like maximize my work ethic.
This is when you first moved here?
Yeah. This is like the
Okay.
beginning of
So
when
I didn't
college.
even know you.
No, I didn't know either of you yet, I
Okay.
think. So like I was just working really hard. Yeah, I still had long hair. So like
Long hair?
yeah.
As in how long?
How long is like not like just big. Like it wasn't really long,
Is
but
it-
like it was
Yeah.
hefty.
Is it like curly or is it like? Pretty
It's like
straight?
there's like it's like wavy.
Do you think you could like do a bowl cut if you grew it out? Like,
No, I couldn't do a bowl cut.
Nah, not even if you like straightened it like a nice little acorn.
Maybe I mean
bowl.
if I straightened it probably,
Yeah.
but I would not do a bowl cut.
I
wouldn't do a bowl?
gotta add a little edit with him with like these
Just
crazy
cut it off
hairstyles.
So
with like a bowl cut.
Like a mullet.
Dude, that'd be sick.
My brother has a mullet now.
Oh my god.
That might be the
But yeah,
move.
my hair was long, and then like, but I would never do it though.
What, the mullet?
Like just my hair in general. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
at some point, COVID happened, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna shave it now. I don't care, and I feel like it made me look skinnier, so I liked it. So I kept it moving.
And it's easier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so much easier to
Man,
maintain.
sometimes I'd be like, what if I just go bald?
Oh,
Dude,
my
I've been
girlfriend
thinking
says that
about
all the
this all the
time.
time.
Really?
And I'm like, I mean, you could do it like if you want. You're gonna look a little different.
It'll look a little different.
He's like, I mean, I love you regardless.
But yeah, so I started doing like beat a day
Yeah.
and just music a day. And then like I started doing it so much that at some point, if I didn't do it, I felt weird. So I felt like that was really helpful.
It was like your routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that was like that practice because the school like was teaching us stuff, but I feel like they didn't give us that much work either.
Really?
So I felt at the beginning at least
No, at the beginning it was like chill.
super chill. Maybe that
Um,
math class.
Man, I don't even know how I got through that. It's like a fever dream.
Yeah. I remember I was just like, they were like, oh, you can miss like this many times. And I was like, I'm missing a great
Every
deal of
time.
times. Yeah. Because if you got someone to like send you a code or something, you were like, you know what I mean? Because they took attendance to a
Oh,
code or
yeah,
something.
exactly. But if
A
you just entered the.
code?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to like get in, enter the code of the day or something
Did we
like
do that?
For some of
I think
our
we
classes.
had to like write down most of the days.
No, we had to write down, like, well, at least mine, you had to get into the Zoom. I had to write down the code that was going to be on the beginning of the board.
Oh, like during COVID.
We had that during our art history cast.
Our history was lit.
Yeah.
We'd had a field trip
Yeah, exactly.
to the
But
Where'd you
like,
go?
museum.
What
you
museum?
didn't go to the museum?
I didn't have art history.
What? I thought everyone had art
That's
No.
history.
I had
So-
music history.
Oh,
And that was during
okay,
COVID.
makes
That was
sense.
like hours and hours. Bro, they literally made us just listen to music. And like
Really?
it was really
Sounds
cool.
lit.
But it was also like the amount of hours that they want you to listen to music was unethical. Like that didn't make any sense.
That's like with
Yeah.
the readings they would have us do.
mm-hmm.
But nah,
Exactly.
our history was lit. They took us to the Orlando Museum, which is like way smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Word.
But that was lit. I still have pictures.
That was like the first time we ever hung out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fire.
And then after that,
I feel like we were both like those stoners in our class.
we were
and
the
everyone
stoners
knew.
in that class.
I was
We
such a
just hide at
loner.
the museum like this is nice.
For real.
Honestly, I think that's why we became friends, was just because like we had our first class together, but it was like, you smoke weed? Sick.
Nice.
Nice. So in doing this, like a song a day or a beat a day, you said you started off with like Eminem vibes. Did your
Insane.
flow change?
Like super quickly.
Okay.
I realized I didn't want to sound like that at all. That was not like, it wasn't me though. Like it was so like he listened to Eminem and Kendrick, and now that's how he sounds.
Yeah.
So like it took me a while to like realize how I used to rap like I was like like I
That
was straight up,
DMX.
yeah, like straight up DMX, like flappers
Jon
on big
Riggs.
eye, like yeah, because like that's how my when I would get on stage, sometimes that happens regardless. Like my voice just kind of like does that, like I start straining and I'm like so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna rap like that so I sound a little cooler, but like no, it was kind of corny looking back on it.
And so, like, when would you say, like, first of all, what were the different stages that it changed to? Because now we're getting like Eminem, some DMX.
Mhm.
When did it become
So like
John?
like Insanity is like really early high school, and then like not too long after I started doing the rah 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 shit, and then like because I listened to a lot of like older hip hop, which influenced like a lot of how I was doing stuff then. So
like what? Give us some examples.
Like Wu-Tang, Biggie. I love Biggie. Like Biggie's like I consider Biggie like my rap father. Like I feel like he taught me how to rap a lot. Like yeah, for sure. And just how to he helped me be like, okay, let me rap like myself. But I was into a lot of that, like Tupac, where like all 90s stuff. I didn't like catch up to like where hip hop was at till like late high school. Like I was like only listening to older shit for a while. So like that's just informed of where I was. But then after that, once I went to college, I was like, you know what, maybe I could like rap like how I talk, how I speak regularly or
Make
whatever.
rap normally.
I feel like you have like your own style. Like I see like your influences they're kind of like ingredients. I feel like each artist has like influences, but you have a very strong personal style that because I feel like you're growing into it a lot. You know?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like that's what it was though. Like me having to go through all those and like out of that like carve out my own like way I do it.
Carve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Carve
now
like
you're
your own.
you.
Yeah.
And now what would you say this new style is? This new
It's
jazz?
it's just Jon Riggs. Like that's just how it just sounds like. I feel like there's a part of it that sounds like I'm talking a little bit. I feel like that is a part of how I flow. But then sometimes I'll be like get sporadic. It's just like the Gemini. Like let's just do something different.
You are a whole Gemini.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it relates to you?
I feel like I don't know if it specifically relates to me, but I do take pride in the fact that I feel like a lot of other really great rappers are Geminis. Like Kanye, Andre 3000, Kendrick. Like there's like a long list.
Kanye is a Gemini?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
It does make sense.
Fucking Geminis.
He went wild though. He went off his rocker.
Okay, so you have these flows. When did you start working on, you'd say, the big stuff, the stuff that you're like putting out now, and you're like, oh,
you're shit. Like, this is Jon Riggs like, now.
Yeah, that took me a while.
Okay.
I feel like this the EP that you guys have heard, like the big one, I did that. Like I've been putting out stuff now that I've made after that, but like that's like the thing that I made where I was like, okay, I'm here now. Like I that one gave me confidence. I was actually with a friend of mine the other day, and he told me that when I went down to Miami to mix it, and we were mixing the whole, like back then it was like an album, but now it's a little more condensed. But when we were mixing it, he came in, he goes, dude, I heard your stuff, and like that shit made me, what's the word?
Describe.
It just made him feel like damn, I'm not working hard enough. If he
inspired,
like he was inspired. He was like, oh my god, like there's people out here, they're doing it.
Yeah.
So and then like his stuff is crazy to me. So I was like, how did you even like feel that inspired from my stuff? Because he raps like a motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, that's how I feel about Rebecca here. Like,
are you for real?
Oh, every day, because like I'll see like your story and your Instagram feed, and I'm like, dang, videos all the time, photos all the time, and I'm like, I have so many ideas. I haven't done anything. Rebecca's really doing this. Rebecca's really out here dipping her toes in the water, and I'm just like standing here, like, what am I doing with my time?
Wow, that makes me see it from a different perspective. Because like my point, like as humans, we compare ourselves to other like people. That's like normal. So I mean, I do the same thing with you guys. Like all my friends here that like do art, like photography videos. Personally, for me, I look at my work so much. Like if I'm editing a video, you gotta like look at it like replay it
Yeah.
and be like, okay,
as
I don't like this.
objectively as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, and then I feel like it starts like distorting. You know what I mean? Do you get that with music?
Yeah. I feel like starting to make music ruins. It doesn't ruin music, but like it ruins it to a certain extent where you're like, I listen as more of like a producer than like a rapper. It's more like if I hear, or even like mixing, like that type of stuff. Like you hear a song and like maybe it's not the feeling that's like the first thing I listen to. Like I don't know, or sometimes it's like, oh, the mix is a little
Technical
off.
fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to think about technical stuff where it's like I should just be listening to the song. Whereas because when you were younger, like when you heard a song, it was just a
like you're talking
Yeah.
about your own when you're looking at your own music or like music in general.
no. I feel like me making music like
Okay.
it fucks up like
I
the
feel
rest
you.
of music because now I'm listening to different shit.
Yeah, because art is subjective and
Mhm.
like we look at our stuff and like it could be fucking awesome, but like in our head we're like, damn, this exposure is like shit. It's
Exactly.
so grainy.
Maybe you're like
and other
the-
people
yeah.
would think it was fire.
Yeah, it is. It's all about like reference point, like whatever.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like with the more lessons we learn, plus we all went to college for this, so we learned the exact like fundamentals, technical side of it. So now we're like looking at it like, okay, maybe I should just, which sometimes in many cases it could be great, and it's like, okay, now it looks better because like I learned how to do this. But other times it's like the ideas I was having in high school were just like so out there that it made it cool, and that's why like my work was so different, is because I was just being the most authentic me, not
Mhm.
just
Yeah. Like I definitely, it took me a minute to like break out of the like I'll be with people and like we'll be mixing something and then like I'm remembering like specifics of like, oh, it has to be at this like type of volume, or there's like rules,
Yeah.
quote unquote. But then like you gotta forget that. Like you literally have to like people don't care.
Exactly.
It's literally just about the feeling, and it's like it's a little difficult sometimes to like
That's
Yeah.
cool with music though, because you can like do whatever you want with music.
yeah, it really
Um,
it's like stupid subjective.
Yeah. I feel like in our field, you can be like do the same thing. You could be too technical or you could be like too leaned back. Like you ever work with somebody and they're like
There's no pre-production at all. There's no
or
any-
the opposite. Well, honestly, I haven't been with a lot of the opposite because a lot of people like don't plan that much.
oh,
I
that's
mean-
overplanned, that you don't have like any creative freedom.
I've definitely been through that where someone has like a lot of like
They're too like
this
it's
is
too
exactly
much.
what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like this is gonna look exactly like this and like whatever, and you're like, okay. And at the end you're like, it didn't like
Yeah. I feel
you sold me on a dream.
exactly like I feel like the more input, the better too. But I don't know. It's hard because art, like I said, art is subjective. But like in our field, everything is so technical too.
Yeah, you want it to still look professional.
But that like grimy, grainy is
It's
like a
still
vibe
cool, yeah.
too, and they don't
Yeah.
teach you that in school. They don't
No.
teach you these different like styles of art. It's like this is the way.
Yeah, but it's like the grimy and the grainy, whether it's painting, music, film, or photography. That raw, just authentic, al dente. Shout out to Nate.
I was
Shout
just
out.
about to say that.
Authentic.
Shout out
That
my
energy is what gets the artist's name out there. Like, you know, Kanye just making his beats in the beginning is what got him like selling beats to people like Jay-Z and then winning Grammys and things
Mhm.
like that. If you go off of art, somebody like Basquiat doing his early paintings or his later ones, it's the early ones that put him onto that. So it's like that raw style is what really
Yeah.
gets you out there.
I have a great question for you guys. If there was one person, let's say 3, that you will see yourself collaborating with in the future, like that's your dream, you'd be like,
Oh,
I've
a
achieved
dream-
my purpose.
Damn,
Who are
dream
these
collab?
3 people you would collab with?
Damn, that's hard.
I already know.
Go.
You
I gotta
two,
think.
because we're going to keep
Well,
working
we're
on
doing it
projects.
already.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like in the future, we're going to keep working on projects
Okay.
together.
Fair enough.
And Childish Gambino. Well,
Ooh.
I mean,
I like
Donald
that.
Glover, but like when it comes to like film stuff, yeah, I want like
That's
a short
solid.
film that feels like Atlanta with the music of like because of the internet type
Word.
vibes.
We're
you know
gonna
what I
do a
mean?
short film soon.
Are you guys caught up on Atlanta?
Dude, not all the
I'm
episodes
not.
of the 4th
I
season.
need to.
but it's
I'm like
good.
so like I didn't
You
have
guys gotta
Hulu for the
watch it.
longest.
It's so
That's
good.
okay, but that second episode where he does the thing to the lady.
Dude.
What thing
See
to the
that?
lady?
So okay, so
He's like, he went
he-
stupid petty.
bro. But see, I felt that on a deep level because I'm the same way, and that drives me. Okay, so
Tell me
basically,
what he did because I don't remember.
okay, no. So this is the new season that just came out. And for all y'all listening, I don't want to spoil it, but basically,
Don't spoil it too much.
I'm not going to spoil it too much. I'm not going to say what he did, but it basically all comes back to pettiness driving you, and like the fact that somebody can say something to you months, even years before, like if you're remembering stuff from like somebody said to you in high school, like you'll never be this, and now you're in the gym every day, like they think I can never be this. This person's never thinking about you again. You're not even this person.
I'd be doing that,
dude.
I'd be like,
same.
that fucking
I haven't
bitch.
seen that person in years, and for some reason, I'm just like, they're gonna see now, and like I'll see them one day, I'll be like, you see, and they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, exactly.
No, dude, it's like that though. There was a dude in my high school that like I found out later in college that like through another friend that was like, he was like, dude, he used to talk shit about you all the time. He was in the group chat and he'd send your song and be like, look at him, bro, sounds terrible.
Wait, where's
whatever.
he at right now though?
He's like he's in college. He's like the president of his college class or whatever.
Oh my god,
Fuck his
you're
success
so cool.
last.
No,
Weirdo.
that's what I'm saying though. Like he was talking all that, and like now I'm doing like shows. I got like a band. I'm like,
Bro, you know what?
Like you ain't touching me now.
He's gonna be like, I knew that guy.
I knew that guy.
I knew that guy. No, and it's always the same people that be hating the hardest. That be like, I know this person. You don't fucking know me.
You don't know
You're
me.
a loser.
At
You're a
all.
Like,
bum.
bitch, you was just talking shit about me.
Exactly.
Like,
you talking
do
shit
you know me?
from the sidewalk. You
It's
know.
the same
Yeah.
shit. Like I saw like another interview where it was Tyler Creator, and he was like, dude, there was a tweet once that was like Tyler Creator won't ever get a Grammy.
Mhm.
It was like, but like years before he ever got a Grammy.
Yeah.
And he liked it. He was like, I'm gonna quote it immediately when I get a Grammy. And I was like, that's the good pettiness.
That's the good pettiness.
Damn.
But I'm
I wanna do
vindictive
that.
like that.
Right?
I'm gonna do that.
You get like an award from like, you know?
And I feel like it's not a great thing to have, but it's definitely something that drives you. You know, you'll just be like in your day-to-day life, just thinking about that time in third grade. You're like, and that's why I have to make a new song today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't finish.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about how we
dream
met.
artist. Just you can
Oh,
say
no,
one.
dream artist. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do one. Cause obviously like I gotta keep working with you guys, and like I like the tight knit, like people I know now, like
Someone you don't know, like
Yeah,
someone
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
like
Like-
A-list.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause most people I would like collaborate right now with are like the people I know, cause like
That's
they're
beautiful.
all fire. You know what I mean? I met so many really good artists, like visually and musically, like you two, Ionic Studios, like there's and like a number of artists in Miami are like super fire. But dream collaboration, I feel like my main thoughts were like people who were dead. So I was like, okay, wait, I gotta go to like
They
someone
they could be dead.
dead, all green. If they're dead, all
Ooh.
green. I'll
green?
take an all green song all day. Wouldn't that be
That's
fire?
what's up.
Wouldn't that
Like,
sound
how-
crazy?
I mean, like Love and Happiness is probably like the hardest intro.
Bro,
Yeah.
imagine like some love and happiness shit, and I'm just flowing like jazz.
Oh my god, I feel like Al Green was like an early Andre 3000.
Yeah,
Right.
I could completely. Yeah, I felt that.
Like, if,
Call
like,
Call Me. Is that what the second album called?
Yes,
I think it's called Call Me.
dude.
Wow.
My favorite is that one song that Tyler uses as a sample for Can We Still Be Friends?
That's off that one.
Yeah, it's something. And I don't know about y'all, but like I love listening to the sample of music go into like the actual
Mhm.
music I'm listening
For
to.
real.
Every time that
Yeah,
it just
like-
hits a different spot in my brain. I'm just like,
We were just listening to when I picked up Tilo. He told me that there was like a performance or like a show like a couple of days before, and I'm like, oh my god, who was performing here? And he said the Isley Brothers,
What?
and I'm like, what?
what?
And he was like, oh, who are they? Like, who's Isley? And I was like, bro. And
The
it's
Isley
funny
Brothers
because when I
performing?
was picking him up, they were playing, and that's what made him think of it. And then I was like, bro, you know,
But
it
they
was a
still
good
play. Do you
day.
know how- yeah.
Huh?
It's like, do you know how goated these guys are?
Yeah, but they still play like that.
Dude, I like
That's
saw
wild.
them on like an Eventbrite thing or Facebook, and I like sent the people hosting it. I'm like, yo, I would love to come take content for you guys because I love the Isley Brothers.
Dude.
They never got back to me.
Oh.
I would have went
You're
like
"Please,
just
we're
to
called
watch.
Soul Films. Like
Exactly. This is
Y'all are gonna hire me one day.
they're gonna wish they hired you one day.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for real.
You're gonna wish.
You're gonna wish.
Nah, I'll still work with the Isley
I'll say-
Brothers.
yeah, yeah, don't get me
It's
wrong.
like, don't get me wrong, I'll still take the work. Just when I'm talking shit.
That they're iconic, man.
Dude.
Dude, they are.
I wish I didn't miss, and I'm surprised it's not like like that like publicized.
Yeah, you would think that
Like,
like
why aren't
everybody
y'all
would
posting?
know that.
But I love shit like that. That's just low key. Because I
Yeah,
went to like a
same.
live show
Underground.
yesterday. Dude was just tearing it up on the guitar. Like, I mean, like,
Mm.
I don't know how he was playing. And then, like, he put one hand up here and kept playing like this. And I was just
Right.
like, holy shit. Like,
He's a god.
he's going, like, this is like Guitar Hero on crack. Like, oh my God.
It's different with instruments live.
Yeah, dude.
It's a whole different.
Which is also like, I really want to start playing guitar. Like,
Dude.
electric guitar.
Mhm.
Because classic
fun.
rock to me, like Jimi Hendrix just
Mm.
hits a certain spot.
Fire.
Nate was teaching me a little bit of guitar,
A little
but
bit.
it's hard with some nails. Like
Yeah.
The nails make it really difficult.
I
mean,
like
and
piano too, but
That's the one I have more grasp. I have more grasp on like a piano, and like I'm learning the bass a tad. But like
cool.
I really want to learn the guitar. It's just that like I feel like my hands are like small, so it takes a minute to.
Yeah, but I feel like I can't even. I used to think like my hands are a certain way, but I can't use that as an excuse because I've seen like
No, yeah,
Something
people with
like-
little ass hands.
BB King. What's this dude's name? Fish.
Fish.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Fish.
Yeah. No, it's like it's just he's a
Comment
big.
Fish the
below.
band.
No, not Fish the Band. It's like a bigger black dude. Who actually used to play. I might be confusing people, but he played like in a subway and he was just going off like, and it was beautiful. But anyway, between fat people, skinny people, chubby fingers, little fingers, head, Trump could play guitar. Like
Yeah, I
notably,
know.
and he has
but
like,
like, but like it did,
Trump
like that
hands,
did
so-
stump me for a bit though when I started playing guitar. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like I don't, cause bro, the bar a chord,
yeah.
like to,
You gotta really be like doing some gymnastics with your
Yeah.
fingers. They're all like,
it's just actual practice.
you look like
really
that dude
just
from like Scary Movie.
have-
The second one, that was just
Ew.
like, but like
No,
that's
I
how your
see.
hair has to be. Yeah.
I feel like it's hard like to do two different things at once. Like when you're playing piano and you're doing two different like I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, like you doing chords and like the melody.
Yeah,
type.
like that's hard
Dude,
for
the
me.
drums is that's why the drums is wild.
That I
Yeah,
would
that's
love to
wild
play
to me.
drums.
Your brain has to be on like 8 different things. 'Cause
That's
you're,
like my dream.
doing one thing over here. You gotta, yeah, bro.
But I feel like it's so badass. It's
It
like
is.
that's like skateboarding. You're like fuck. I don't know. You just look
You're
badass.
You're just badass.
I feel like the drummer has the most fun, like in the band, because he gets to like,
For real.
as long as
Yeah.
he keeps the tempo, he can kind of do whatever.
You gotta do it.
So I
Like, play the
just
song, but like he can have
do.
fun.
Do you know how to play drums?
Hardly, not really. I know the idea of playing drums, like I can do it in idea, but not in practice. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
You can appreciate.
Like I
the
know what to
drums.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just met this girl band. They're like a punk
Oh,
rock
that's
Spanish
fire.
girl
I've heard.
band.
Spanish.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
They're cool
hard.
as fuck. But and then it's a 3-girl group.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 of them came, and the girl that plays drums, she showed me a video. Every show that they do, she starts by shotgunning a beer. She's like standing on like up. I don't even know.
That's
I
punk
feel
rock.
like
That's sick
fuck.
right there.
it looks cool as
Super
fuck, and
punk
she has
rock.
small hands too, so she be killing it too.
Just
Bro,
killing
the
a-
drums, like, you gotta go.
16 ounce. Speaking of beer, can you pass me that one on the table? Fantastic.
No.
Should do a cheers.
Chill, cheers. Not gonna cheers with the beer. That's all not fancy.
Thank you guys.
There you go. Well, to that cheers, let's talk about how we met real quick. Because we've known each other for a second. We've come up with all these projects, but nobody knows the origins
Yeah. How we met?
of
Well,
yeah.
Did you guys meet from me, or did you guys already know each other?
Yes. I knew of him. I knew of his existence. And
we
I
met
knew-
what? Like doing the day after video?
No, before the day after video, I've heard of somebody named Jon Riggs and like John and John and John.
My
I'm
name
like,
gets around.
yeah, just
Really?
just
It's
he
just
was,
saying
he was
Riggalicious, I
famous
think.
around Full Sail. He was just
Really like that? Not really. No.
But I, like from like the people I was around, like I heard like the name John a few times, and like we could have met at different hangouts, but we never had until
Mhm.
like Rebecca hit me up and was like, "Let's do this day after video."
It's because you were supposed to meet him with me. The
Yeah.
universe was like,
Yeah.
not yet.
No, not
Exactly
yet,
what
not
happened.
yet.
Yeah, I met you through doing a video with Nico, and then it was just instant. Like I feel like we met, and I was like, instantly is fire. And then all
Yeah.
everything like you did for the video, I was like, all right, I'm
Dude.
invested now.
The day after. So
Yeah,
that shit was fire. That was my second music video I've ever made, and that was how many have you
I
worked
had
on?
made a few doing like freelance, but like I'd say that's my first like collaborative one that I did with you. That was the first time that we
Yeah.
did together.
And it came out, I feel like we work very well together too.
Yeah.
Not only with like you, but like us. It's hard to like find, I'm so grateful for everyone here because it's hard to find people to work with in this industry. Everyone is super, they got a big ego. That's a good way to say it. They're like, it's all about me. But I feel like we work very well. And the video, I feel like, fits the vibe. It was just like fun.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, and it was like last minute, like no plan.
No plan, no nothing.
Yeah.
But
No, it just
fun.
came out of like just having fun. And
Yeah.
the song wasn't even like out. Like it was only on SoundCloud. Like that's the way the song was. And then like we made it like a whole thing, like to the point where people were like, put it out though, please.
Dude. And I feel like I gotta change my attitude about things because even into that, I'm a very cynical person, and when you do any type of videography or photography, and Rebecca will know this, a lot of people will be like, yo, I'm like the next this, I'm the next that, I'm the next Biggie or Tupac. I am. All my music
You're
is
talking
shit.
about like artists.
Yes. And then you hear it and it's like, okay, this is all right. This is cool. It's cool. And it's like you're stuck in that session for like hours listening to something that you don't even like. And so when Rebecca hit me up, she was like, "Yo, I have this guy that sounds a little like Mac Miller, and he's like crazy with this flow." And like I had been like,
I feel like I'm like annoying when I tell him that.
No,
I understand it though, because I feel like like I'm a white guy.
So we had a quick commercial break because of some technical difficulties, but we're back. To end on that last topic real quick, I was just talking about you as an artist and your kind of evolution through flows and that comparison to Mac Miller, whereas it's not like so much that, oh, he sounds exactly like Mac Miller, but the way that you flow, that you could just talk normally, tell a story, and still have like a little lyrical rhyme to you. It goes heavy, and especially over like melodic beats. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like the beats I make are usually more like melody based.
Yeah. We're talking about spirits now, guys. So,
Up and jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, we, like Jonathan said, we did have a little break, little technical difficulties.
Oopsie.
Facts.
But yeah, so spirits. Have you ever had any spiritual encounters?
My mom said that when I was born, that some lady randomly at like her nail appointment who was like a bruja, like it was just like a witch in Spanish, like that she was like, oh, like you need to go do some rituals thing for your son. But my mom was like, I'm not fucking with that. So like she didn't do it, but my mom was scared as shit though, because they said that there was like some shit that was gonna follow me. And she told me that, I was like, why would you tell me that now? I was like, you're so late. But that, I don't know. That's probably my.
Do you think it's true? Do you feel like you've been?
I don't know. I've been depressed.
Watching?
I don't know if that could be. You know what I mean? I've had sleep paralysis, but I don't know if I could ever be like.
That's the
like,
voices in your head.
Yeah, the voices in your head.
But do you think it's like something like what's that movie, Insidious? That we take a picture of you and we just see like this witch lady in the back or some shit like this, like watching.
That's how I feel like the album feels like.
Yeah.
The idea that there's like some other thing there.
That's the whole vibe.
It's a part of me as well.
So, in
you're
that
like
spirit,
slowly.
Let's talk about the EP.
So I feel like everyone who's heard it is very like, oh, it's very personal. It's very like in your head. But I feel like that's only because before it was like deep COVID time. And then towards the end of COVID, I was doing like a lot of acid, like an unhealthy amount of acid. So I felt like I kept tripping. Like I was done taking it and I felt like I was still in like, you know how like sometimes in acid, like you really get in your head, like you just start thinking crazy shit.
I feel like that's with like any drug. Yeah. Except for like alcohol. I feel like alcohol is like the opposite.
Yeah, you'd be out of your brain.
You're like, who am I?
I know who I am. No, you don't. Who are you talking to? Myself.
Yeah. They're like, what's your name? When's your birthday? And you're like,
yeah, I don't know.
We have to take a second to think about it.
But yeah, but then so all that time after I started living with my girlfriend, like after doing that, so like but then I could talk to her about how I was feeling, and it was almost like, not therapy, but like since I could hear how I felt out loud, it made it really easy to just put it into songs, because I heard myself and I was like, that is how I'm feeling. Because I feel like if you don't tell someone, you don't talk to it out loud, you kind of can't. It's hard to explain how you're feeling in your head, like to yourself. Like, you know what I mean? If you're just still thinking about it in your head. Yeah, it's super like in a circle. Like it's hard to like.
Because it's not like like when you say things or write them down, they become more real. Like if you make it write it, it becomes a material, like a physical object.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to write your thoughts down. If you don't journal, you should journal.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I should start journaling.
There's a quote that I live by, and some people may agree, some people may not. And it's that you will never lose women chasing money, but you will lose money chasing women. And so
I mean, like, that doesn't sound incorrect.
it's just like I missed out on a lot of opportunities, like networking wise and money wise, because I was spending time with somebody, and I was like,
I think that's a conversation you have to have.
Exactly.
Especially in our profession specifically, it's like you have to have a conversation like, well, I have to put this amount of hours in, and I have to do networking. I have to that's important.
But when we meet, like, what you end up doing is compromising for somebody, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I just won't go to that. You know, it's not that important, or I just won't do this. It's not that important. You just give your time to them, but it's all important. It's all important, and you don't know what little thing might change your life forever.
Have you guys seen Intergalactic?
Yeah, I saw it recently.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but like, it's really cute. Like you, the point is, you know, when it's the right person, and like it'll fall into place. And obviously, you gotta do you gotta network, you gotta go out and do all this stuff. But you just set a like communication is key. Like set like a date.
I feel like that's with every movie or TV show where there's like an issue between the people that love each other. It's always that
communication.
2 more sentences, we didn't need the whole show.
We wouldn't. We really wouldn't. And you know, that's why I have this tattoo I got in Vegas. It says, "Love is an illusion," because I was all sad boy, and I had $300-something to spare. Actually, shout out to my dad, he helped me with that tattoo. But yeah, no, I feel like people don't really know how to love right now and know how to like live with themselves.
And we just need more love. There's too much hate. There's already like more negativity. Like our brains are wired to think more negatively.
Yeah, man. And like, I don't know. I mean, like, not to be more negative, but I just feel like people, and that's why they don't know like what love is, and I don't have time to waste with somebody that I'm just gonna be like, you know.
I think it's cool. I feel like if you find someone naturally, you find someone.
Exactly.
You'll know when you know.
Yeah, there's 7.5 billion people on this planet. What's the chances of me finding a girl on Hinge in my 20-mile radius being the one of my life? It's like, nah, I'll find the one eventually in like some bar in a low-key town, like nowhere, and we're gonna meet, and I'll be like, hey, you remember that one episode of SpongeBob? And she's like, dude, I do, and we're gonna dap up, and it's gonna be the perfect dap up without even practicing it.
You can see the sparks.
And then I'm gonna be like, anyway, you want to get married now?
Dap up, and it's like,
dude, for real, just like this, I'll be like, oh my god.
How does it feel like to be in a long-term relationship?
For real, how does it feel like to like be in love?
How many years has it been?
We did 6 years in June.
Wow. How does it feel?
Yeah. It feels. You know what's funny is I feel like most people, like their immediate thought is like oh, like it can't be like that great. I feel like that's like people's first assumption.
Honestly, in this generation, yeah.
But like it's so good. Like I don't know. I feel like it's really like we really just got lucky. I feel like we really rolled the dice and it just worked out. Cause like I don't know, we really don't like. It's really chill. Like I feel very relaxed. I feel very safe. Like in our relationship, I don't get like I don't need to be doing much else. I just feel like we're like teammates. I feel like.
Aw, see, that's what you gotta have.
Yeah, it's like teammates for life.
How long were you guys friends for?
Maybe a year and a half, probably.
Oh, you guys were
2
good
years.
friends. You guys were really good friends.
Yeah, we actually we were friends because I asked her, I liked her friend, and I was like, how do I talk to her?
Put me on game.
Yeah, put me on. I don't know what she liked and stuff. And then like at some point, I don't know what happened. We just started texting like in like a summer. We just started texting like
in the summer.
differently. Yeah, we went to go see Finding Dory.
Ooh.
And then we held hands, and that was it.
Best date movie.
That was it.
Okay.
That changed
That's
everything.
the rest
That
was
was
history.
That honestly could be like a whole romantic film. It's like, hey, I really like your friend. The more you spend time trying
I
to
think
get a
that's a
friend.
lot of movies already.
Exactly, and then you're like, oh my god, I like you. You were the one all along.
Yeah, straight up. It was always you.
It was always you.
Yeah, straight up how it was. But we watched Finding Dory, we held hands, and then we were friends, and like we'd hold hands in school, low key. Like,
As friends.
Yeah, we were friends, and people would be like, "You guys dating?" We were like, "No."
No. Like I was like, no. I hope so.
It was the Kodak.
I hope so.
I hope so.
That's just fire.
The way Rebecca just went like
Shaking.
this
She's
with her
shaking.
glass, like
The empty.
there's a little problem right here. And that's it.
Well, how do you feel? You've been with Nate for how long? Did Nate get to do a
It was
interview
the first
as well?
one.
Yeah,
Where-
we just
He
did it
was
a
the
couple
first
weeks
one,
ago.
but we're actually
It was my
not
first time.
using that one because
Oh,
that was
the
like
test
our
one?
test.
It was a really good one though.
It was
really
good. Nate is really good at. We gotta get both of y'all on here too.
That'd be cool, especially because I'm working on his tape too. Oh, okay. Just need that little bit.
I'm like, should I get everything?
That's perfect.
Okay. Get them last.
God damn.
Oh.
Boom.
I'm
Bam.
like,
Vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
2 shots of
That
vodka.
video.
Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite Vine?
No. That's the,
favorite Vine?
it's the dumbest shit too. It's like the one
Look
that
at
they're
all
like,
them chickens.
yeah,
Oh,
that
it's
that
fine.
would like crack me up, or like the one that's like, road work ahead. I sure hope it does.
You know what I like?
Hurricane
You know that-
Katrina.
Country boy.
I love you.
Country boy, I love you.
Have you seen the Hurricane Katrina? More like Hurricane Tortilla. No, you haven't seen it?
Nobody's seen that.
I hate that. I could tell like by the end of the sentence that I was speaking to the voice. I was like, I gotta finish though.
Oh shit! It's like I
It's a
gotta
little
see
kid who
it.
drops like a bag of tortillas.
I feel like I've seen that, but it's like
You have. I'm sure you have.
distant memory.
So much has come from this man's
Brain.
EP right here. So many different branches, because you started off with yours. That branched off to me making a screenplay about that I fucking love now. Plus the videos we're gonna do. Plus the actual thing itself. Like, it just kind of keeps treeing off.
Yeah.
It's
It feels like it's a nice little inspirational piece. for
It
people.
was beautiful, and at least it's like a big, like the second you show me, and I don't know if like this falls into like surrounding yourself with like the type of energy you want to have and creative energy. That's why I love coming here into your place or whatever, because it's just creative energy. So when you showed me that, immediately I just started thinking of all these like photography and film ideas, and I was like, dude, this would be sick with this. And then the second like me and Rebecca got together on it, we were just thinking the same thing, and it's just like that moment when you're on acid, and if you've ever been with like a friend on acid too, and you
start
both are
thinking
like
the same
zoning
way.
out, and you like look at each other in the eyes, and you're like, are you thinking the exact same thing?
You don't
I'm
even
thinking
have to
right now?
talk. You
Exactly.
just like
And it was like that wave that like we'd just be listening to it, and then we'd like all of a sudden realize that we're like in the same room together. We'd look up and be like, are you thinking this right now? Dude, that'd be so sick to this song right now. And
Yes, dude.
I was like,
I'm so excited for people to see what we do.
yeah.
it's gonna be legendary.
Dude,
I really think so. I think we figured out like a really good medium, like in the way we're going about it. I think it's gonna impact the people.
Yeah, I feel like everything about it like feels right.
And it touches on many topics. You know, we talk about depression and paranoia, all that anxiety.
Even some love. There's one that's just like rap.
Just
There's
chill.
just rap. There's just love. It's
I
rap.
feel like
love.
it goes through a lot of emotions that we all deal with in this age.
Yeah, especially like that quarantine time feeling, because
Bro,
that's my best
I-
content came out. Because like I was sad as shit, and it's like this is exactly a lot of people are feeling sad as shit right now,
Mm-hmm.
and even now, even if we're not in quarantine, a lot of people can relate to that.
Fuck it, we ball feels like our generation's like little slogan.
Yeah,
Fuck it, we ball.
I'm about to get that tattooed on me.
It is what it is. Yeah,
it is what
It
it
is
is.
what
you know?
it is.
It is
It's
what it is.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's why like even the title of the EP, "Don't Stop Smiling," was extremely relatable when you came out. I was like,
Wow.
dude, fuck.
That is
when,
the vibe
when
of this.
when I figured that name out, and like when I figured out that I was like and it can't be like "Don't Stop Smiling." Like we're gonna put no spaces in between the words. We're gonna squish it all together. I feel like it all came together, like very specifically.
What
It's-
made you think "Don't Stop Smiling"?
Bro, honestly, I couldn't tell you. That was just the universe. Like I couldn't like when I said it, I was like, this makes sense because immediately you hear "Don't Stop Smiling," and you're like, oh, maybe it's like some type of happy thing, you know, like don't stop smiling, like as a pick me up.
It's like
But-
just keep swimming.
Yeah,
Just keep
you
swimming.
can see like that, and then like, but the more meaning for me is like the more you got to see it like almost not creepy, but like a creepier aspect where it's like I have felt like I have to not stop smiling in certain situations because I don't want people to realize that I'm not like
happy.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's
like,
the worst.
Yeah, because I don't want them to realize, oh, he's like not having a good time at
time.
this very second, and like I feel like I need to make sure that shit doesn't get awkward.
But you know what? That's okay.
It
you know
is
what I'm
okay.
saying? It should be okay. Like, I hate when you ever like you ever see somebody or like you were crying, like you're in kindergarten or something, you're crying for some reason. Someone comes, "Are you okay?"
It's like,
bitch.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
bitch.
obviously not okay. Like, just come here and be like, "I love you."
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Like, what's wrong? Like, for me, it was like, I had a job working at a studio. I'm not even gonna shout them out.
I'm gonna censor it out.
Fuck it. So I had a job working there, and at the time, I didn't know I had clinical depression or had like any idea that I had anxiety or anything like that. So going through it, they were just like, "Oh, you're coming in the office every day, and your vibes are a little low. You're not smart." Like I have a resting like bitch face. Like I
But
look
they
like,
weren't even paying nobody, were
yeah,
they?
exactly. I was doing all that shit for free, but I
That's
like my
crazy.
face is just like
Don't tell me how my vibe is if you're not giving me money.
exactly. So they were just like, your energy's low, and so it was like that force myself like oh, don't stop smiling. It's like
Yeah,
I might, and even hanging out with friends sometimes. Even my ex, she was like, "Oh, this is like all of my friends don't like you, and your friends probably don't like you either because like you just look so unhappy." And like, dude, I'll be at a party just like, and people are like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, I'm having the best
Dang.
time of my life.
Yo, if someone
she was
told
the
me
worst.
that, I'd be like, you just like gave me every worst fear I have. You just like materialized.
Yeah,
it
that's,
in
like,
my
super
The worst
fucked
part,
up.
I was on shrooms. I was on
That's
hella
the
shrooms.
scariest thing
Dude, I was on hella
ever.
shrooms feeling suicidal. She was just like, "This is why nobody likes you," and I was just like,
She said she knew.
"Oh yeah, no." She was like, "This like my friends like
Has
me
she
more than-"
ever took them herself?
Yeah, she was on them at the same time. She just
Man,
Oh, she was being
What?
too truthful. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what?
nah.
That's maybe
She
why
was
y'all
like-
aren't meant to be together.
Oh fuck no! Oh, there was so many more reasons. But
that's just the beginning.
that was already
That's a
towards the
bad
end.
one though. That's
Yeah.
something that like I feel like would stick. Like that would
For real.
that would
Dude, even to this
destroy
day,
you.
like sometimes I'm like that's why I don't like smoking before I go out because I know I'm
Mhm.
gonna be, and like it's not that I'm not having a good time. I'm just vibing.
And I
Whereas
don't
like when
want
I'm
you to be
drinking,
like-
I'm more of a part of the conversation. If I smoke, I'm just like I can listen to this conversation.
Dude, the first time I went to a club, I smoked like hot boxed like
Yeah.
right before, and it was the worst night of my life. Like I literally, everyone was like off like ecstasy, and I'm just like, I literally was not even like bumping my head.
Because
I was just standing there, and
you know?
people were like, "Bro, this was like the worst experience." Because I was supposed to come shoot at this like party or whatever at the club. And as soon as I get there, they're like, "Oh, we don't need you anymore." I'm like, "Bruh, like
Wow,
you
I'm
couldn't
supposed to
tell
just
me
stand
that."
around?
Yeah, so I was like, "I'm gonna just go inside and vibe." And then I see the person that replaced me, and they don't know that I know. But I'm like, that dude replaced me. He probably like charged less or whatever. I don't really care. But then he came up and was trying to like get me like dance with me. This was like 2 years ago. Nate, I didn't know you.
There was no Nate yet.
It was just like he was trying to be like nice and like get me in the spirit
Yeah.
because he could tell. And I was like, this bitch like really stole my job, and he's trying to like be my
This
friend.
Don't try to cheer me up right now.
Dude, it was the worst. And there's a pic. Even they took like pictures, and I remember they posted it on their like company like or club page, and you could see my face like in the corner. I'm like
That's fucking.
But you told me the story in like that Kodak song that like you bow down to me, and you,
yeah, it was that song that was playing. He was like, "You bow down to me," and it was that dude that took my job, and I was like, "Bitch, I don't bow down to you." Like I was just like,
the lyric hit too hit different. You're like, no, I don't like that one. Play a
For
different
real.
song.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. So when you guys go through creative blocks like everyone else, what do you do when that happens to you? When you're like, I suck at music. What am I
Bro,
gonna do? Like, or
That happens a lot to me.
So what do you do?
Like being like, oh, I suck. Like that happens a lot because whatever. But sometimes it's either like if I've been like on a streak of doing like I'm the shit, and then like out of nowhere I'm like, damn, I'm bad. I probably take a day. But like if sometimes it'll be like a longer route where I'm like, damn, I'm bad. Then like I don't know. I don't really have the answer for that one yet. That one I just got to get through the rut after a bit.
How about you?
I still don't know what I do. I can't say that's like a specific thing. Like sometimes it'll just be like weed, but weed. But like I feel like my most creative moments have always been times that I'm not paying attention to the creative side. Like I'll be walking my dog and having the best idea of my life, or like in the shower just sitting there not thinking about any photography or anything like that, and I'm just like, this would be a dope photo, and then I think about a whole video that turns into a whole film. I'm like, then I write it down, but it's like if I'm trying to be creative, it's just not happening. And also if I'm doing too well, I feel like I can't be creative. I don't know why. Like if I'm feel like I'm doing too well in life, I feel like it's just like not gonna flow. Whereas it's weird, but it's like a starving artist mentality, because I have ADHD, for anyone who knows, like from the amount of times that I've interrupted somebody and got distracted by another thought.
I feel like that's fucking me.
Yeah, we're very riddled with mental spiciness here.
Mental spiciness.
Wow, we should call it that.
With the mental spiciness, so I feel like that we all have like this little sense of mental instability with us, that when I take like Adderall for the ADHD, it'll literally not make you eat for a few hours. Like I really can't eat on it. I'm just too focused on whatever I'm doing that I call it like a starving artist mentality. It's because I won't eat. I'll be hungry, but because I'm so in my own ideas, I can go for hours. I'll write a whole script and I'm just like, fuck yeah. And everything will be drowned out. And the same thing happens even when I'm not taking Adderall, that if I'm too focused on my ideas, I won't eat. I won't do anything, and I'll just be stuck there because I'm too afraid if I take a step away, I'm gonna lose it.
Because the flow, after like doing like making sure that I do stuff, like getting into a habit of making stuff all the time. Because I think like my thing is that like if I'm not like sharp, like how I say is like I'm like I have to like be sharp, so that when I get an idea, when I get into like a really good creative idea, I have to be able to execute.
What do you mean sharp?
Sharp as in like, since like if I'm not making a beat or making something every day,
Like sharpening his sword.
yeah, sharpening my skill as like making as a musician.
That's cool. I can imagine that. It's like a painting right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, especially now, I've been working on like with my friend, like we're making like our own little tape where we just been rapping over like old school samples.
Dude, I love those ones that you do with like when you guys had the fish.
Bro,
like...
they're so funny. Shout out Ionis Studios they do a Twitch stream.
I want to visit that place.
Bro,
it looks so lit.
They'll fuck with you. They're super cool. But they do for people who don't know, they get some people who work there. We dress up as fish, and then we just freestyle on Twitch for like an hour and a half. And then they just freestyle like as dumb as they can. Like it's the dumbest shit.
Oh my god, can you do a freestyle for us?
No.
He doesn't have the fish attire,
Bro, I'm not a fish.
What if I told you I had a little
I got a little.
I got a
like
fish hat.
costume.
No, okay. I'm off the club.
We like bring it out. We're like
swimming through the ocean like my name is Nemo.
But like I don't do it with them too often because they go so off the wall, like with the randomest shit that you could say, and like I'm always like, how did you even? The last one they posted was like, something about the Queen of England, and they were like, they're just singing, and they're like, they're like, Obama's gonna be the new Queen of England, and they're like, he's the most qualified, and I was like, what are you guys on? That shit's wild. But yeah, they're really funny. I forgot how we got here.
Creativeness and
just meeting. Someone over there. I was making a tape with him where we've just been rapping, and like rapping with him has made me a better rapper, like, because I felt like he was like on some other shit, and I always felt like I was like, all right, well, I know he's gonna write something crazy.
That's the best.
Yeah,
when you're like working with someone and you're like, he's dope.
Exactly, and that's
we're gonna make dope shit.
that's how I feel every time I work with you, because I'm like, we're making something. I'm like, oh my god, this would be a great idea, and it helps you build your ideas because you're like not thinking in the same realm as just like if you're just stuck in your room.
Well, you get a second opinion because like everyone, I feel like their opinion is based off of experiences and perspective, and like everybody has a different perspective. So it's like I may think, oh, this shit would look cool this way, and then you add your flair, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, now we got a whole
like I never thought about that.
See, but like even with things like that, there's still certain people that I can't share these ideas with because I'm like, I don't know. Like, even if because either they'll still even be like, oh, that's dope, but like you're still not seeing why it's dope. Or is it like you guys? I could just be like, this is dope, right? And then you're like, dude, it's dope for these reasons. And I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. And so
Thanks.
And it just confirms it. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's just all you know, who you surround yourself with.
No,
that
I think
really
that's
makes
why
it
I
work.
love working with you guys, because I feel like if I let you guys work on it, I don't have to like worry. Does that make sense? Where like I have to be
Yeah.
on top of you, like,
There's a
oh no,
different
it
connection.
needs to be like this.
Yeah.
Where like I'm like, I can trust your ideas. I know that it'll fit how I
That
like
makes
it
me happy.
as well.
Because
Yeah.
it's hard, like, for us, like, we work with artists that we really fuck with, and we're like, oh my god, this is gonna be dope. And then sometimes you get commissions, you're like,
I need the
it's
money.
not always the best. Like, you kind of do it just for the money, and that's what I'm trying to stop doing. Because I like it. I'm so happy when I'm editing something and I'm like hype about it. And then if
Yeah.
it's just about the money, I like, it takes me longer. I'm thinking, I'm
It
like,
takes so much
fuck, I
longer
gotta
because
do
you don't really
this.
feel like doing it. You don't want to edit it. You don't.
You're not
shit
like
about it.
inspired.
It's still work.
Yeah, it's so much work, and
That's what sucks about having a job in like a creative industry, because you can't control when you get ideas and when you get creative and when you get in the
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah, the flow state is
So
like,
it just adds
pivotal.
pressure.
but like I feel like there's a nice middle ground that you have to meet because like and I feel like that's you because you take the work that you want, but also like, you know, it's not the work that you want, but it's you still do it and you get that done. You work hard and you still apply like that same pressure and that same energy to every project that you do. Whereas I just like completely just stopped with clients. I was just like, no,
like
put
it.
my phone on do not disturb. Don't hit me up. Like, I don't like that shit. And I'm like looking at Rebecca like, damn, she was dealing with clients. I could do that. I should do that, man. Cause like, damn.
I think what I realized is that like, even innately, we're still, even if we don't want to work on on like some other stuff that it's a client for, you're still innately creative, even when we don't feel as creative as like usual. Like our first ideas, like, you know what I mean, are still gonna be better than someone else who's like doesn't give a single shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's cool to have to trust that. Like, you can trust yourself that it's still gonna be cool. It just maybe we just didn't care about it as much, but like our creative idea is still very special.
Okay, I think we should do top 3 albums for you.
Word top of all time ever.
Most influential to your life.
Okay, those are different questions.
Okay,
Most
yeah. So
influential-
yeah,
most of the top
Albums
three.
that were most influential in my life. I can do that. That's probably easier. Life After Death, Biggie. That's one for sure. Bill Withers, Just As I Am.
Ooh.
That his first album is. I haven't actually heard like many other Bill Withers albums. His first album is so good. Like, and then people
Bro.
like, they don't look past like the Grandma's Hands and Ain't No Sunshine.
Grandma's Hands.
Those 2 songs are good, but the other songs on that album are ridiculous.
I need to
Sweet
listen to
Winomi
them.
is like a god tier song. And the third one, the third one's harder. Probably like either Dr. Dre 2001 or like Frank Ocean. Oh no, or To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly
Pimp a
changed
Butterfly,
how I
yeah.
looked at rap music. I
Those
was
are
like,
all
you can do
great.
whatever you want. This is great. Jazz is like
Oh my
some
God.
soul or jazz is
You
like
gotta
my favorite
listen to
shit.
this album. I don't know if Nate showed you. I have the record upstairs, but it's called Jazzmatazz,
No, I
and
haven't
it's
heard it.
a mix between jazz and hip hop.
I'm
Um,
in.
the whole reason I found this was because if you didn't know, I speak French. I used to go to French school, and there's a French singer on that album called Guru, I think, or maybe but that album is fire.
That sounds crazy.
It's
I'll listen
so
to it.
cool, and the French song is called Le Bien et le Mal, which means the good and the bad, and it's so fucking dope. Y'all gotta like this. These are the albums that I love that like nobody knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
No,
John
I've
was
never
saying
heard it.
earlier about like the shows, when it's like something that nobody knows, it just feels better. You know what I'm saying?
It really does.
You're like,
Yeah,
Alright.
it's fun to put people onto stuff for sure.
Jazzmatazz. You
Yeah.
should listen to it.
I'll definitely listen. Jazzmatazz, it already sounds
Andrea,
fire.
let me know. Let me know how it goes.
Andrea, I'll listen to it with her. Yeah,
Dope.
even that to that point of like wanting to like feeling like you can put people on is like when I went to Miami and I started seeing like going to these shows that they have over there, because like the scene over there is like way more poppin' than I realized before I went, and like seeing like these bands that are like people know who they are, like in the scene, quote unquote, like it like trip me out. Like
It looks so lit.
it's so fun, and like the energy is amazing.
Yo,
Yeah.
we didn't
We gotta
even
get some
mention
of
your
those
new
people.
song. That shit is fire.
I
Me and
forgot
Nate
we
need to
did have a
listen to
new
it.
song. What's the big idea with Golf Boy? Came out
Fire.
a couple
Shout out
months
to
ago.
Golf Boy.
Like
Music's
For real,
dope.
shout out Golf Boy.
Dude, I saw the photo and I was like, yo, that's dope as fuck. They look, I was like, what's this 80s like double
My
chain
chest-
wearing? Like,
yeah,
yo,
my
chest
chest
hair
hair
all
all
out.
out.
I was like, I don't know how this photos make me feel. I'm not gonna lie, John, we friends, but like, yeah.
You
like,
could tell it was like genuine, like
yeah, that's
connection.
vibes.
Their
right there.
vibe is just awesome. Like I feel like they're in my band now too. They
You got a band?
yeah, I got a band.
Man, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
Not-
been working. Did you see the thing I posted recently that I performed at? No?
It kind of looked like a museum, right?
Yeah, but I had that was like our first show as a band.
That's dope. I didn't know. I thought it was just you. I didn't know it was like
if you
a
look,
band.
if you look behind me, I got a drummer, I got a bassist, I
That's
got
what's up.
Golf Boy
That's
plays the
what's
keys,
up.
and then my
John,
friend-
we gotta learn so we can join the
learn,
band.
we gotta learn so I can join the band.
dude, that'd be crazy.
Dude, so
But yeah, playing with a band is like next level. Like just to feed off someone else, like
their
I can
energy.
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you,
especially
like,
when
looking
you
at the
practice it
eyes
so
and
many
shit.
times that we know what we're doing. We get to have fun now.
Dude, guilty. Let's talk about guilty pleasure music. Who's guilty? Who do
You heard
listen
that
to?
Ice Spice song?
God,
That's my guilty
that's
pleasure.
your guilty
bro.
pleasure?
And you know what it was? Is that I don't know if you've seen the interview with Joe Budden where he goes, "You thought I was feeling you?" That made me like the song 10 times more.
Are you serious?
It
Because
is
that's all I
catchy
can
as
think about.
fuck.
He was like, that was spicy because
He was a little too spicy with that. He
You
was
thought
like,
I
"I
was feeling you?" Like
That
I was
nigga a
like,
munch. I was
It's
like,
so
all right,
funny.
Joe. We hope that you guys, really care about yourselves this week. Show some self-love and be in your own world. Really care about yourself. Show yourself the appreciation that you deserve. Focus on yourself. And we will see you next week for another soul
Yeah.
session.
Love
This has
you,
been
Sil.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, John,
Yeah.
for joining
Thank
us.
you for
John
having me.
Yeah, on that note, let's say our goodbyes, and we're gonna keep drinking and probably smoking for the rest
I
of the
also
day.
forgot to mention he literally made our theme song.
oh my
This
god,
is the guy.
Yeah, I wrote the theme music for the
Yeah.
podcast
We totally forgot to mention
with
that.
Bradley Gagne.
Yeah, this is
Shout out to Bradley.
shout
But
out to
yes, thank
Bradley.
you guys so much. Yeah, just like John said, make sure you do some self-care, do a little meditation, do journaling, do painting, do something for yourself, go
Something for yourself.
exercise.
Even if it's
Be
just
good to
taking an
yourself.
hour and doing absolutely nothing,
Yeah,
Just
but
look
it's
at
for yourself,
Yeah.
do that shit. So, for everybody out there,
do shit for you.
care about yourself, and
Don't stop smiling.
don't stop smiling.
smiling.
Shout out to John. Shout out to the future EP coming out, and shout out to
We
anything-
love you.
Let's list
Ooh.
everything that we got out there right now.
What we got out there right now?
What should the people go listen to?
Go listen to What's the Big Idea with Golf Boy. And we
Yep.
got more songs coming out soon. Smoke EP soon. Don't stop smiling.
And what's your social?
Rigalicious. Every platform. Rigalicious. I'm Jon Riggs. So Rigalicious. Like Fergalicious, but Riggs.
Riggs.
Jon
That's
Riggs, everybody.
RIGGS. So, y'all have fun. Goodbye.